What's up guys, Card Protagonist here. Today, I will be doing an updated deck profile on Darkness Dragon World Purgatory Knight's Liberator deck. Purgatory Knights is one of the coolest archetype in Buddyfight. With an aggressive multi-attack playstyle and some of the best units designed, it is without a doubt a favourite among Buddyfight fans, myself included. So if you're a huge fan of unlimited sword works, you'll enjoy this awesome deck. The body of the deck is the latest form of Edgie Sword Dragon, Atonement Purgatory Knight's leader, Orca Sword Dragon. Right now he's upgraded with multiple abilities. First off, an inbuilt double attack. It is huge because all previous Edgie Sword and Orca Sword has a single attack only, and this is probably the first form that has the inbuilt double attack. And the reason why he's an upgrade from his previous form is because of his standing ability. So right now, by destroying one armor dragon, you not only get to stand, you get to draw one card, and it's not once per turn. This is huge because at the end of the turn, you will not be only dealing a lot of attacks. If you do not even kill your opponent, you will have a huge hand size. I've previously tested this combo and usually you end the turn with at least 8 to 10 hand size. A really powerful ability with a great mixture of attack and defense. And it's also the proud owner of a recycle engine. Whichever armor dragon that is destroyed, you can choose to put it into soul, in return giving you tankiness during your opponent's turn. It also has the move ability so they can move into the center and protect your life points. It is such an amazing card itself. Paired with reliable allies, this card is an unstoppable force. First up, and the only size 3 of the deck is 2 copies of Chaos Darrow Burke. It is still an extremely powerful Darkness Dragon World card because it improves the consistency of any Darkness Dragon World deck. So its ability is pretty straightforward. When it enters the field, you check top 3 cards, add 1 to hand and rescue the drop zone. So it's really important to not only add cards to your hand but set up stuff in the drop zone, because we do play the Necro Palm Dragon, which allows you to revive stuff from the drop zone, and you do want to have a bit of drop zone size 1 setup or size 1 or size 0 setup so that you can pull off extra attacks with this Purgatory Knights deck. 4 copies of Orca Sword Dragon, the boss monster of the deck. So this card is very important because it is basically your main win con, and its ability to do multiple attacks is really powerful. So it does have a core cost of pay 1 gauge and putting the top card of deck in soul. So it's really good because it gets a bit of inbuilt soul guard, so it's not easily removed on the field. So if any armor dragon were to be destroyed, you can put it into the soul instead. Really good utility skill, recycles a lot of the armor dragon who get destroyed and use them as defense during your opponent's next turn. Its main ability is its counter ability. You may destroy another armor dragon on your field. If you do, resend this unit and draw 1 card. So this card is really powerful because previously it's only just stand this unit and you can do extra attack. But right now you get to draw cards, and there's a huge chance that you actually turbo the cards that allows you to do extra attack, such as the infamous card called Wise Move used by Tetsuku Ryuenji during the last few episodes of Buddyfight. A really good move. It is indeed a wise move. Later on in the deck profile, you'll see why Wise Move is such a huge addition to the deck, and it's pretty much Bushiroad's way of saying, yes, Wise Move is basically a Purgatory Knights card. So yeah, 4 copies of Orca Sword Dragon because you really want to draw him. Without him, you won't be able to dish out those crazy attacks. But fortunately, there are lots of ways to get it. We do have an item that searches out your Orca Sword Dragon, so it's pretty consistent in this deck. Next up, 4 copies of the OG Orca Sword Dragon. When this card first came out, I was extremely hyped. Its design is amazing. I love how its golden armor goes really well with the Purgatory Knights theme of blue armor. So similar to its newer form, it does have the ability to recycle units. So whenever units is destroyed by its ability, we'll get to go in the soul. It has a really different core cost of paying 2 life instead of paying a gauge. So paying 2 life and put 1 armor dragon from drop zone into this card. So you do need to have a bit of setup for this deck. And fortunately, we do have Darrow Burke and many other spell cards that allows you to dump stuff into the drop zone. So it's not really a problem. Its counter ability is pretty much similar. Destroy another armor dragon and resend this unit. However, you do not get to draw 1. The reason why you still play 4 copies of this is because it is just a backup. It still can deal a lot of damage and potentially kill opponents easily. However, of course, missing out on the draw 1 is really huge because drawing 1 couple of times, you estimate draw around 3 to 4 cards using the newer Daimyo's ability, so it's really huge. So of course we do play 4 copies just in case we don't draw anything. Next, 4 copies of Necro Palm Dragon. Still a staple in this deck because it can do extra attacks. So whenever this card is destroyed once per turn, you get to call 1 size 1 or less Purgatory Knights from the drop zone onto the field. So it's really good because you get sacked for food, you get to draw 1 card, restand, and you get to call another unit. Usually I'll call the one that actually gives you extra draw, so that you get to draw extra cards. You're going to draw a lot of cards in this deck, which is what I really like. And yeah, multiple sword swinging skills also really cool. So 4 copies of this card because it does give you additional attacks. Some people do play 3 because it is once per turn, and I do understand. But for me, I personally like to see it in my opening plays so that I get to do some really crazy combos. So 4 copies of this card is a must. 4 copies of Damn Sword early. So it kind of reminds me of Alfred early, which is the reason why I really like Purgatory Knights. It's kind of like the shadow opposite of the Royal Paladin style. Even its way of holding a sword is similar to Alfred early, sitting on a rock, stabbing his great sword. Alfred is pretty much holding a Damn Sword, if you guys do not know, because it does have a blunt tip. So it's one of my favorite cards because of its ability to be offensive and defensive. So you may call this card if you have a Purgatory Knights on the field. So its counter ability is really good. Once per turn, you get to pay 1 gauge and call this card from your hand. So it does act as a shield even during your opponent's turn. If your opponent were to do an attack, before you do an attack, you can just call it out. And during your turn, if you want to finish off your opponents, it does serve as an extra attack, an extra draw. Really cool card. Next up, 4 copies of Holy Grab Dragon. This is basically your main guy you want to destroy because it does give it extra draw power. And while on the sword, it does give you a bit of abilities as well. When this card is destroyed by card effects, you can, during your attack phase, you get to draw 1 card. So it's really important to note that a lot of these abilities do activate only during the attack phase. Basically, when you destroy this card, you get to draw 1 additional card in addition to Demio's 1 card. So destroying this card nets you 1 extra attack and 2 hand cards. Amazing. So there's a high chance that you can draw into more combos and do an unstoppable combo attack. So also when this card's inside a soul of a armor dragon, it gets counter attack. So basically during your next turn, if your opponent were to survive, you just get to have a Damio with a counter attack in the soul. Really good because you have tons of thick soul and your opponent had to attack it multiple times to break your center. And with that, the counter attack can keep triggering and keep counter attacking. And that's really cool. So yeah, 4 copies of Holy Grab Dragon, basically extra draw power, excellent. And 4 copies of the newest Purgatory edition is 4 copies of Needle Claw Dragon. If there's a reason why a wise move is ever seen in this deck, at 4 is because of this guy. Previously, a wise move can only be used if you have extra gauge, which is one of the problems that Purgatory Knight has. But with this card, it is no longer a problem. A wise move is actually extremely expensive. By paying 2 gauge, you get to call 1 card, 1 grade 1 from the drop zone onto the field. So there's a bit of a problem for Purgatory Knights. But with this card, when it's destroyed, you get to gain you 2 life and 2 gauge, which is huge, and it's a size 0 to boot, so it's an extra attack as well, and more cards on the field as field presence. Really good card. That's one way of saying wise move is a must in this deck right now, because you do have the gauge to pull off that combo, and during my games I usually get to pull off at least 2 wise moves thanks to the gauge acceleration this deck has right now. And similar to all reborn units, they have abilities in the soul. The size 2 or greater armor dragon resist card in the soul gets extra 5k attack and penetrate. In addition, its soul cannot be dropped by opponent's card effect, which is very nice because Purgatory Knights do store Brow Soul. So 1 Loki does bring you down to a very weak state. So yeah, having this card in the soul does give you that prevention. Really nice. But most importantly is its gauge acceleration and life gain. And finally, 1 copy of our favorite boy, Drum. So the reason why we play Drum is because he's an Omni Lord. He can play any deck, however in only at 1 copy. So pretty unfortunate because this card works extremely well with the Purgatory Knights. As long as you're an Armor Dragon, you'll be able to be sacrificed to resend it. So the reason why this card is actually one of the better cards is because it has the ability to give itself extra soul guard. So imagine this. I have a Purgatory Knights here. I have Drum. I activate Drum ability. I take 1 point of damage, fine, and I get to put 1 card from the top of the deck in the soul. So I can attack 2 damage, and I can sacrifice, draw 1 extra card, attack 1 more time. Sorry, this is rested. And I can just sack 1 more time and draw. So 1 card is basically 2 attacks. It's really good. It's basically a Necropalm Dragon. So overall, I do consider Lord Drum as the Necropalm Dragon. If I do have Drum in the drop zone, usually I'll be reviving him using the Wise move, because this card is basically 2 additional draws and 2 additional attacks. Now, 4 copies of Blood Oath Formation, still an extremely powerful card. So basically allowing you to draw 1 card, and for this turn you can be bounced, can be destroyed. It's basically just said to make your field immune to removal. Next, 4 copies of Into the Future. One of my favorite cards or favorite artwork. It's a triple world spell. It is Star Dragon World, and Darkness Dragon World, and it works extremely well with this deck because first of all, you'll be doing 7 attacks and doing a Soul Blast to draw an extra card, and increasing the creep by 1 is actually very powerful. You can also use it to reset your Damien Sword if you want to. Basically, at cost of 1 Soul Blast, which is very easy to get because whichever armor dragons you destroy gets to become food into the soul. You get to pass off this card really easily, and it's not once a turn. So with the ability to draw multiple cards, you hopefully draw in this card and just pull it off 1 more time, pull it off 1 more time, pull it off 1 more time. So you can see how this deck actually works, and you could easily do 7 to 8 attacks just with Damios itself. So yeah, extremely powerful card, and highly recommend you to think it through before using it, because sometimes the extra crit actually nets you more value compared to its restand. And also, it's not only used for offensive plays. During your opponent's turn, you can also use to rest your opponent's units, which is really good card. So yeah, 4 copies of Into the Future because it works perfectly in this deck. Next, 4 new spell cards. Pride to the Sword, the blade never dies. I really love how this card works because it is a surprise element. So this is one of those cards that actually kill your opponent during their turn. So you may only cast this card during your attack opponent's turn. So its ability is 95 attack, and you can destroy a Purgatory on your field. If you do, gain 2 life and deal 2 damage. So basically, you put Damius in the center with the Tick Soul, you just destroy it 1 time, lose 1 soul, and you 95 attack, you deal 2 damage to your opponent. That is really huge. Actually, 2 damage is very important because there are a lot of games where I use my Purgatory Knights and I bring them down to 2 to 3 life. I do draw a lot with its combo, and I get to get 2 copies of this in my hand. I just dish out 2 of them and the opponent take 4 damage and they die. So it's really good, just in case the opponent does not die due to certain scenarios. So yeah, it's really cool. The blade never dies. Pride to the Sword. Next, 2 copies of Banquet of the Unrighteous. The reason why I play this card is similar to Derberg. Basically allows you to turbo 3 cards in drop zone and pick up some monsters. Most of the time, you really want to turbo this deck because some of the cards do require you to have some cards in drop zone to activate, such as Necropalm or the OG Orca Sword Dragon. And also, it allows you to put cards in the soul for certain reasons, I guess. By its priority is just to dump stuff in the drop zone. Yeah, it does have to be a risk because you can only pick up monsters with this card, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, so heck. 1 copy of Purgatory Knights Forever. Purgatory Knights Forever is just there to retrieve 2 different Purgatory Knights. Yep. 4 copies of Expier Sword. Expier Sword, yes, equip cost of 1 gauge or 1 life. When you equip this card, you can search for 1 monster of Purgatory Knights grade 2 from your deck to hand and add it to your hand. So it's really good because it basically is an extra copy of your main boss monster in order for you to search out your Orca Sword Dragon. It also has another ability. It basically provides a 3k attack buff to all Purgatory Knight monsters on your field. So it's good because with this magic number, it hits 10k, so you'll be able to run over some really huge monsters. And that's always nice to see because Purgatory Knights without the extra attack boost may have problem running through big walls. Currently, together with Needle Sword Dragon, you gain extra 8k, which makes you able to run through a lot of big stuff. Very nice. And the last card of the deck is 4 copies of a Wise Move. A generic card that is a staple in this deck is nuts. The only cards you usually see is Loyalty, I guess. But this card is extremely bonkers in this deck because of this card right now. It allows you to refill gauge. So even if you use a Wise Move to revive Needleclaw Dragons, you're basically plussing because first of all, you're getting an extra draw. Needleclaw Dragon basically allows you to recuperate those gauge losses. So, and get life losses because there's also a life cost. I kind of forgot that you had to pay 1 life for this, but you get a point. Basically, these two are match made in heaven, pun intended. So basically, it's a counter ability. So this impact can be used anytime, main phase, attack phase, during your opponent's turn, anytime, because it has a counter ability. A really unique impact because most impact can only use in the final phase. But do note that impacts with counter abilities can be used anytime. So counter ability, revive 1 monster size 1 or less from the drop zone by paying its core cost. So basically you get the drop, call back any Needleclaw Dragon if you need the gauge. If you don't need gauge, you can always call Drum because Drum is 2 extra attacks. If you need gauge to activate the extra Wise Move, you can always revive Needleclaw Dragon so that you can activate your extra Wise Moves in your hand. Really good card right now. Previously, it's not really seen much use because there's a lot of gauge problem. But the blessing, which is Needleclaw Dragon, makes this card extremely light and makes a combo really smooth. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my deck profile on the newest Liberated Purgatory Knights deck. Please leave a comment and smash that like if you'd like to see a Dragon World variant of this deck. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and till next time, keep on buddy fighting!